I thought it would be neat to revisit Undebt It after a year and a month, last May. So I kind of wanted to update things and I thought I'd bring you along. Hi guys, Ashley from ashcashbudget here. If you're new to this channel, I'm currently following the Dave Ramsey baby steps. I am on baby step number 2, paying off about $42,000 in debt. Here we go over my budget updates, vlogs, hauls, that kind of thing. So if you'd like to follow along, please click the little red subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you're notified when I post next. Like I said, I did an Undebt It video last May. I'll make sure to link that down below. But I haven't updated Undebt It in a few months. I have updated it since my last video. But we're going to go ahead and further update it because I have paid off a lot more than what is showing here. I recently did my June debt snowball update. Of course, I'm going to go over all the numbers with you because those are the exact numbers that I'm going to plug in here today. Do you use Undebt It or do you use some sort of other online program to track your debts and see your payoff date? Let me know in the comments down below what you use if you use anything. If not, I'll make sure to link this website down below so you can check it out yourself. I don't know what this easy mode is. This is new, as it says. I'm just taking a look because this is totally new. I was curious. Set your budget, add accounts, choose plan. That's really cool. So if you're kind of new to this, definitely check this easy mode out. This might help you get it all set up. And it breaks it down, your monthly budget to your payoff stats. This is all the old stuff that I have in here before we update it right now. And then you can change the debt payoff plan right here. That's really cool. And of course this chart, which we'll go over this chart because we'll be looking at it here in a moment. Here, if you see February 2021, that is a year and a half from now. And that is before we plug in any numbers. And the balance was at $23,809. So we're going to update that because I definitely am not at that amount. In fact, it says that I have 5 active debts and I'm down to 3 now. Let's go in Fed Loan C. This matches up with my 7C on my debt snowball. Of course, I've paid off all of the consumer debt, all of the credit cards and loans. I'm just down to my student loans. We're going to go in here and we're going to zero that out because that is completely paid off. And if you see here, you can enter in the name, the balance, highest balance. You can enter your interest rate and your monthly payment, all of that good stuff, your due date, and it kind of helps you keep track of that. I just don't update this every single month. But we're going to go ahead and zero that one out and just press enter and it'll save that information. And as you see here, my debt accounts, it is no longer there. This is my 7D on my debt snowball, and this is paid off as well. So we're going to enter 0 in there. Update that. My cat is chasing a gecko that's on the other side of the window. Moving on to Fed Loan E. This is my 7E. This is at $5,386.31, but it is actually down to $4,229.14 because I paid off some last month. In the monthly payment, it says $20.32, but it's actually a little bit more since I rounded up the minimum payment so that the lump sum payment for the rest of these 3 loans is an even $75, just because I like the minimum payment to be an even amount. So with that little bit of extra that pays every month, it's going to be $21.69. So I'm going to update that. Oh my goodness. Leave him alone. So I think that has gone down quite a bit. Let's go ahead and update the others because even though I've just been making minimum payments, they have gone down a little bit. So this one was at $5,432.52. But right now it's actually sitting at $5,369.51. And the payment is $30.05. And the last loan says $7,054.01, but it's actually down to $6,972.32. So it is under $7,000. And the minimum payment, oh, I messed this up. The minimum payment on this one is the $30.05. And the minimum on the other one was $23.26. There we go. So I got all the minimum payments in, and as you can see here, it has updated the minimum payments to $75. Right now I'm under payoff plan debt snowball table. I'm going to update this amount here to just the $75 minimum payment, and if I made just the rest of the minimum payments, I would pay it off in February of 2049. I'm going to be a little bit meta here and go back to my previous video to see where my minimum payments would have gotten me before. This is crazy. So if I stuck with the $215 minimum payments, I would have been debt-free in October 2039. I guess that makes sense because the $215 would have kept carrying through and I would have kept paying $215, whereas now I would just keep paying $75. So it's stretched it out to 2049, which is ridiculous. So never get complacent and say, hey, I really don't have that much money left, let me just pay my minimum payments. Those payments would eventually go up over the years, since I'm on a graduated 30-year plan to pay off my student loans. That would actually put me at 2044, which is 30 years from when I started paying my loans down. Let's go ahead and take the traditional snowball amount, which is all of my previous minimums that I had plus these minimums. So I would pay at least $555 because that was my minimums to begin with at the very beginning of my debt-free journey. In a traditional snowball, you would be paying at least that every single month because you were used to spending that on your minimums anyways. Of course, you want to squeeze out anything possible for a debt snowball payment, but this is a traditional snowball payment where it's all of your old minimums rolled into one. So if I put $555, update that. As you can see here, it does put all of the extra towards your lowest loan first. Oh, and just to update you, if you can see here, my balance went from that $23,000 down to $16,571. So if I apply that $555 every single month, I would be debt-free in January 2022, which is like 2.5 years from now, and I'm not quite satisfied with that amount. When I made this video a year ago, if I paid the traditional amount of $555, I would have been debt-free in February 2024. I have cut 2 years off of that amount, so that's great, but 2.5 years is still pretty long. Before, I was thinking I could at least do $800 in my last video, which I'm pretty sure I can do more than that every single month now comfortably. Whereas before I was sure I could just do $800, I was worried about making more. Of course, there's going to be some months where I have to cut it down to the $555. I never want to go below this amount unless it's an emergency and I kind of have to cash flow some things. But let's go ahead and input that $800 and compare it with last year's video. Last year, when I entered $800 because I knew I could pretty comfortably make that, this brought my debt-free date to March 2022, which would have been 5 years from when I started my debt-free journey in 2017. Now if I enter $800, it actually brings me down a whole year, March 2021, which is still another 1.5 years from now, and it would be 4 years from when I started my debt-free journey. And I think 4 years is pretty comfortable. I was thinking that this would be my new date, my new debt-free date, but let's try a few other numbers. I know that I can at least make $1,000 usually pretty comfortably nowadays. So let's see what $1,000 looks like. If I did $1,000 a month, it would bring my debt-free date back to November 2020, which is less than 4 years, not quite 3. This is just another year and few months from now, and that's pretty comfortable. This 5th student loan that I'm working on, which is the 3rd to last, it would be paid off by October of this year. I would pay off my next loan in April 2020, and then I would pay off the last loan by that November 2020 mark. Actually, this is only $17.62, So I would say October 2020 would probably be it. I mean, you can scrape together that $17 pretty easily. I really want to see what it would take for me to pay it off by the beginning of March 2020, which would be 3 years from when I started my debt-free journey. So I'm just going to enter a couple numbers real quick, and I'll talk to you once I figure out the right amount. Alright, so I entered quite a few different numbers to try to figure out the right amount. So as you see here, it says February 2020, which would take me to the very end of February 2020, which would be for my March 2020 debt snowball update. That would be my 3-year mark. The number I ended up with was $1,868 per month. I would pay off my third to last loan in August of this year, and I would pay off my second to last loan in November of this year. So before the end of the year, I would only have one loan left, my largest loan of just under $7,000, and that one would be paid off at the very end of February 2020. Now, $1,868 is a lot. That is quite a hefty bit. It's definitely safe to say that I will be debt-free by November 2020. Probably even sooner, because I can at least make $1,000 per month, no problem. Now, 1,868, I'm not sure how easy that'll be. I know in June I'm not going to make that amount. It's just not going to happen. If you take away that minimum payment, my snowball payment would be $1,793, and I'm just not going to make it this month. I had some dental stuff go on, and I'm still making up for having that car work done. So that's a stretch goal with this June debt snowball update, where I was able to pay over $3,000. So who knows, maybe I can make up for it on some months where the other months like June is just going to be low. But for my July debt snowball update, it's not going to be as exciting, but I'm definitely going to put at least that $1,000, and I just know it's going to happen by November of next year. But this would be ideal if I could do it by my 3rd anniversary of when I started my debt-free journey. That would be amazing. So for now, I think I'm going to keep this as my monthly budget, just so if I do revisit this page, I can see how much I need to do to try to make that stretch goal. Please let me know, like I said, if you use any kind of debt calculators, let me know what you use down below. I will, of course, put the links up above to subscribe and another video that YouTube will suggest for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.